Hello, thanks for joining us. The U.S. Department of Justice has dropped its court order against Minneapolis over the city's problematic policing. The announcement comes on the same week marking 5 years since the death of George Floyd. Jason Randall shows us how the city plans to stay the course.
We're doing it anyway.
That was the message from Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey to the Trump administration Wednesday morning, after the DOJ announced it's beginning the process of dismissing lawsuits, both in Louisville and Minneapolis.
People should expect us to do this work. People have been demanding for years that we do this work, and we're not going to let them down.
A Department of Justice report released in 2023 found that the Minneapolis Police Department engaged in systematic racial discrimination and unconstitutional policing for years. Some of the reforms outlined in the consent decree include changes to the use of force policy, limiting military-style tactics during protests, and banning the handcuffing of children under 14.
And this consent decree is an important roadmap for how to address those issues. We are not going to allow this administration to take that away from the community.
In January, the Minneapolis City Council approved its decree with the Department of Justice under President Biden.
Just yesterday, the independent monitor for our settlement agreement said that Minneapolis thus far has made more progress in the first year around police reform and creating a foundation for change than virtually any city under a consent decree in the United States.
And we remain committed to real, lasting change, both for our residents and for the men and women who serve here.
I asked the mayor if he's worried about any retaliation from the Trump administration over this. He says, of course they are, but whether Trump actually follows through remains to be seen.
I can't predict exactly what sort of threats the Trump administration is going to make, but what's been made very clear is they don't even know what the threats that they're going to make are going to be.
In Minneapolis, Jason Randall, WCCO News.
Well, the police chief said he didn't like the decision. The police union sure does. They said today's decision reflects recognition that additional oversight is unnecessary. However, the union did go on to say it hopes to move forward with reforms that are driven by the realities of policing, not just politics or headlines. The man who led MPD during the biggest riots in the history of Minnesota says he is not surprised by the DOJ's decision. Former Minneapolis Police Chief Madera Arredondo believes the city can move forward without federal oversight.
I absolutely think that this is a transformational opportunity for the people of Minneapolis and the MPD to forge a trust-based agreement rooted in substantive change. And I believe that the leadership and the solutions are right here, right now, in the people of Minneapolis and within the MPD to make that happen.